Hi everybody, Tony Caridi with the Northside Automotive Statewide Sportsline Keys to the Game. Well, here it is, Backyard Brawl Week, West Virginia's final game at home this season as they take on the Pitt Panthers Friday night at 7 o'clock. And this game obviously is always very interesting for a lot of different reasons, the history and the tradition. This year, you've got a whole new dimension with two first-year coaches, Todd Graham at Pitt and Dana Holgerson here at West Virginia, but two guys that also know each other quite well. When Graham was the head coach at Tulsa, Holgerson was the offensive coordinator at Houston, and also the two guys went against each other last season when Holgerson was the offensive coordinator at Oklahoma State, and at Tulsa there was Todd Graham. Now there's been some exchanges. There's been a lot of points scored between these two guys, and also some situations involving whether or not Tulsa players were faking injuries to try to slow down Holgerson's offense. All of that will only add to the build-up to this football game, but on the field itself, what needs to happen? Well, for West Virginia, they're going to be bouncing back here after having a good off week. It was much needed because the Mountaineers were banged up physically going into and coming out of the Cincinnati game. This one comes down to it. Special teams play for West Virginia. That has been the problem during the course of this season in West Virginia's 3 losses. They've got to do a very solid job there. Geno Smith and the Mountaineer offense, and of course Seniors Day here at WVU will only add to the enthusiasm. But as we all learned in 2007, you can take absolutely nothing for granted. West Virginia's defense making some big plays against Cincinnati, forcing turnovers. It's the key here as well. They'll have to force Tino Sinceri, the Pitt quarterback, into miscues and into mistakes. On paper, it's an interesting game. You've got a Pitt offense which has gradually been improving. You've got a West Virginia offense which has been doing the same. The question comes in the intangibles, the special teams play. Defensively, can you get those stops? Can you win the battle of turnovers? It all comes down to that, and of course, a lot of eyes will be on the result of a game played earlier on Friday. That'll be Louisville against South Florida. A South Florida victory over Louisville will certainly help West Virginia in its bid to become the BCS champ. Now keep this in mind. Even if Louisville does beat South Florida, and if West Virginia to win out, you need to have a 3-way tie, so Cincinnati needs to win one of its 2 remaining games. If you get a 3-way tie, it will go to the highest ranked team. That would be West Virginia. A lot of that has to happen. A lot of things West Virginia can't control. The one thing that they can, got to beat the Pitt Panthers coming up on Friday night starting at 7 o'clock. That'll do it for us. Don't forget, Northside Automotive has a vehicle for you, whether it's a new or a pre-owned vehicle. You can take a virtual test drive. Go to the website at northsidewv.com. With the Northside Automotive Statewide Sportsline Keys to the Game, I'm Tony Caridi.